Hello, I'm Alex Tarrant for interest.co.nz and welcome to a special report on credit cards brought to you in association with ASB. And we thought a proper place to do this from was a retail store, so we're in Michelle Yvette's in Herne Bay. Now, there are a number of different credit card rates out there for you, and it's with the economic times as they are, it may be the opportune moment to check which one you're on and revise which one you should be on. Now, what you need to look at is a number of different factors. What type of person are you? Do you want to pay your credit card off, or do you routinely have an amount that is incurring interest? If you're the first type, there are a number of options. One of them is a balance transfer, is to look at the balance transfer rates offered by many institutions. Now, BNZ and Kiwibank are at the moment offering 4.99% for a balance transfer. And that means if you transfer the outstanding balance on the credit card you're on currently onto this special rate, then you'll only be paying 4.99% per annum for this 6-month period that the rates are for. Now, that's a great rate if you are the type of person that is trying to pay off your credit card. You're aiming for zero, you're not going to make many more purchases, because if you do make the purchases, they get charged at the higher rates, so about 19%, 20%. So if you're trying to pay off your card, then have a look at these balance transfer rates. Now, there's another type of person, not unlike some people here, including myself, and you are routinely incurring interest on amounts owed on your credit card. Now, here there's a number of things you can look at, because a number of banks and institutions offer low interest rate credit cards. But you should be careful, because there are a number of things you should look at. One is the fees that are charged by these institutions for these credit cards. So even though they have lower interest rates, what could catch you out is the fee. Now, also to look at is how much are you routinely incurring interest on? Is it $400? Is it $1,000? You need to look at this. We had a look at a couple of banks, and ASB was one we had a look at. If you look at their regular card, they're offering 19.95% per annum, and that has an annual fee of $24. Their low interest card is 12.5% per annum, but if you look at the fee, it's $60 annually. And we did some quick calculations and figured it's actually cheaper to remain on the higher interest card with the lower account fees if you're regularly incurring about $485 or less on your card. If you are regularly incurring interest on more than $485, that's when the low interest rate kicks in, and it's more beneficial to be on the card with the lower interest rate. So Kiwibank was another interesting one we looked at. They've got their regular rate at 16.5%. They also have another card at 15.9%, and that one has zero fees. Their lower interest rate card is at 13.3%, and their annual fee is $50. Now, if you look between those last two, so the 15.9 and the 13.3% one, it's actually worth being on the higher interest rate if you're incurring up to $2,000. Above that, that's when the 13.3% one kicks in, and you're actually saving on that. So one thing you have to look at is that account fee, because that often dictates whether it's cheaper to be on the lower interest rate or one slightly higher but without annual account fees. So in these tough economic times, it's possibly time to review what credit card you're on, what rate you're using, and remember, look at how much you're routinely paying on your card. Also look at the annual account fees, because that is a big player in deciding which one you should be on. Have a hunt around, because it's not necessarily the lower interest rate that is the best offer. I'm Alex Tarrant. That was a special report on credit cards from Michelle Yvette's in Herne Bay, and that was brought to you in association with ASB.